And my friends, our God is with you. A reading from the Holy Gospel according to Mark. Glory to you, O Lord. Jesus said to the disciples, "Be constantly on watch. Stay awake. You do not know when the appointed time will come." It is like people traveling abroad. They leave their homes and put the workers in charge, each with a certain task. And those who watch at the front gate are ordered to stay alert. So stay alert. You do not know when the owner of the house is coming, whether at dusk or midnight or when the cock crows or at early dawn. Do not let the owner come suddenly and catch you asleep. What I say to you, I say to all, stay awake. My friends, the gospel of the Lord. Praise to you, Lord Jesus Christ. Stay awake. You do not know when the appointed time will come. You know, my friends, as a person who has survived more than 3 near-death experiences, one would think that I would be a person who should at least have their act together, that I would understand and carry this thought of the gospel forward in each and every moment of every day of my life. And I will admit, it is a thought that does somewhat reside in my consciousness on a fairly regular basis. But it is also a thought that I fairly easily let become distracted by the everyday experiences of living. We all have been or are living our lives with all of the distractions and the concerns and the cares and the worries of our world. We all have had jobs. We all have or have had jobs or families or coworkers or friends or parents or school or any number of other things which occupy a rather large portion of our daily consciousness. We are much more likely to ask ourselves what day of the week it is, or what time of the day it is, or what we're having for supper, than we are to ask ourselves if this was the last moment of our physically being present on this earth, what would we be doing? To maintain a level of consciousness or awareness or intentionality of that kind of intensity, of that reality of this possibly being the last breath, to maintain that is truly nearly impossible. Yet, my friends, it is seasons like Advent and Lent and Easter and Christmas and ordinary time in our communal and our lived experience that help us to remember, excuse me, and to recall the reality that none of us know the day or the hour. You see, my friends, that awareness is also, I believe, one of the purposes of prayer. Prayer does nothing for God, but prayer does a lot for us. Prayer stops us, if you will, stops us for ever so brief of a moment to help us to remember, to help us to recall, to step into our intentionality with a bit more acuity. God doesn't get upset if we forget our morning prayer or our evening prayer or our bedtime prayers or our meal prayers or whatever prayer. We are the ones who suffer when we forget to take those moments to appreciate all the amazing uniqueness that each and every one of us is, and to live with a bit more awareness of gratitude, of hope, of a willingness to be and to become even more holy. This season of Advent, it's not a season of pretending that Jesus will once again be born on Christmas Eve. If we were to do that, that would be a heresy. Advent is a season of intentionality, of waiting, of an awareness of our being. It's a season that may be best marked by maybe us writing cards or letters of gratitude to one another and to those who have helped us to become the people that we are today. Those are truly gifts, gifts that help us and the one receiving it both to become more aware of the ways that they have acted as a conduit of grace in our lives and the lives of so many others. We will all still go to work and make our plans and prepare our dinners and do all the things that we need to continue to do to live. We must do those things. And at the same time, we are challenged to try to practice a little bit more mindfulness of the fact that we don't know the day or the hour. How do you want your eulogy to read? What do you hope that others will say about you when you have transitioned from this life to life eternal? Not because others' opinions matter as a person, but it tells us much more about ourselves and what others see in us. Much like Jesus asked the disciples when he said to them, "Who do people say that I am?" We might spend some time this season of Advent, asking ourselves, who am I being in this very moment? Who am I being in this very moment? If this was my last breath, would I be at peace meeting God face to face? Those, my friends, are questions which only we can answer for ourselves. I pray they're answers of peace.